Big island of Hawaii. It is two gigantic volcanoes. That's how this island came to existence, through lava. This island is one of the eastern and southern one out of Hawaii group. Its perimeter about 300 miles. It is also one of the south land out of entire 50 states. For Europeans, the first discovery of this island was done by James Cook in 1778. Territory-wise, this island twice bigger than all other islands of Hawaii. More amazing fact that the island continues to grow. And the reason for it is volcano Kilauea. It erupts almost non-stop for the last 30 years. However, it's not that violent as some other volcanoes in the world. The mountain Mauna Loa is the tallest mountain in the world. It is even taller than Mountain Everest if measuring from the bottom of the sea. Halfway to the top there is a welcome center where you can park your car and continue the hike to the top of the mountain, or you can join the educational tour in the evening and have observation of the stars. One of the most unforgettable moments you can have there is a sunset. If you decide to go by foot, you should expect about 6-7 miles hike and about 10 hours for a round trip. Even though the nature is lifeless, the view is gorgeous, so it's worth to go there. But it is a dangerous territory because many cars get into accidents and many rental cars prohibit to go there. But I did anyway because it seemed to be too easy to go by car. But there were some moments when I doubted I could make it. If you do climb to the top, you will face oxygen starvation. You will feel lightheaded, you will have shortness of breath. The other symptoms could be as if you have a high blood pressure. On the top the temperature dropped to 46 Fahrenheit, so it's pretty cold. Also there is snow, but you can't really go and play with it because slope is steep and it is melted by sun, so there is a crust. But at least it's going to be a pretty huge contrast from your beach adventure. Big Island of Hawaii offers a variety of adventures, Arctic mountain tops, paradise-like tropical trekking, walking in the plains, and of course beaches. Black sand, white sand, green sand, or just covered in lava stones. The island has 13 different climate zones. Just choose what fits your mood. You want to wake up on a sunny tropical beach with its birds singing, or in a jungle somewhere, or get a taste of Antarctica. It's just an amazing place. There are two international airports that tourists come to the island. One is Kona, the other one is Hilo. Flights from mainland primarily come from California and Seattle. However, majority of the tourists still come with the transfer through Honolulu. Most flights to the island come to Kona, but it takes longer to get to security lines and all the procedures than in Airport Hilo. Airport Hilo started to receive direct flights from mainland only in 2011. Before, it was just a domestic airport for inter-island connections. Airline Continental started to fly to Hilo from Los Angeles and San Francisco. There is a public transportation on the island. The company Hilo provides numerous routes throughout the island. However, you still need to get a car to get to many beautiful places. The usual fare for the bus is 50 cents. However, if you need to go from Kona to Hilo or vice versa, the fare would be $2, and it will take about 3 hours to get there. The bus travels on this route twice a day, in the morning and afternoon. Both airports have car rentals, which range from $30 up to $100. Hilo is the capital of Big Island, and it is named as the most rainy city in the United States. Because of this rainy reputation, less tourists come here. And it is an unfortunate thing, because the city preserved its historical condition. A lot of old buildings that tell the stories from the past of the Hawaii. District Puna is located on the eastern part of the island. The land is cheap here, and that's the reason it attracts a poor population. This region is known for off-grid living. Rainwater is used for all household purposes, electricity is from solar panels, and refillable propane is used for cooking. There are many eco-lodges and organic farms, and I visited one of them, Organic Farm Pohooki. They advertise it as organic farm and hostel. As a hostel, you can come rent a bed for $10 a night. Most of the time it is just a shack without doors and windows. And there are just 10 beds without anything else. Bathroom is outside, and the kitchen is shared by all the residents. You can avoid paying $10 a night by working 2 hours a day in the kitchen or in the farm or on a fruit stand.
You can do work trade 2 hours a day for 6 days a week, or you can pay cash, which the A-frames are $450, and we have different cabins from $350 to $400.
That 2-hour labor, what kind of job people do usually?
They will transplant fruits and vegetables, weeding, where they'll go around pulling weeds, weed whacking, landscaping, harvesting fruits and vegetables, up to we'll send people off the farm working the other properties for vacationers.
Giving this place a name, a farm, is a bit too much. They don't grow here much. Only a couple of residents grow some sort of farming plants for themselves, and that doesn't really provide much for their diet. They still have to go and buy majority of their food at the store. Given this place provide cheap or free stay, it brings some people you don't want to be around. Despite that, I still met some really nice people here.
This is a little young. It's a little small for a small, but it tastes so good that it doesn't matter. And they got a ridiculous amount of fluid in them. But this is fire ants all over it, so be careful. They're not aggressive really. They're super nice. But at the same time, if they get anywhere here and you pinch them, they bite. So, but if they don't actually bite, they throw up. And the acid inside of their stomach is what burns you. So it doesn't feel like a bite. It feels like acid for like 15 minutes. No joke. Bad stuff. It tastes good. It looks really bad actually. Let me get a different one. Based on the fact that it's warm and it's got all this, I think it fell out of the tree a long time ago and bruised it, and it's got a hole. So I think that pickers, but all you gotta do is stick a hook on a piece of bamboo. It makes it super easy. Hey, watch yourself. They come down quick.
Structure is a successful protection against mosquitoes?
I've lived here for 2 years. Lived in this spot, so I built that structure myself, though.
So you don't use any sprays, anything against mosquitoes, and that does a good job,
Nope, this
right?
mosquito net is perfect. It works great. And then the only thing that I keep secure is my bed, obviously, with a mosquito net. So, and then I built that one over there so that I could have somewhere to sit, the spot over there. And I paint buoys. So this is one of mine that I'm finishing today.
It's your hobby.
Yeah. I paint everything on the farm. So that's me. I didn't do this.
So no heating, right? So
There is no heating, no air conditioning, no electricity, no water, no nothing.
So you have to bring your own water. You have to go charge your things. So how it feels like when it gets dark? So you go to sleep, right?
No. We have catchment, which is what we use to feed all of our plants. So across this section over here, you'll see 3 trash cans. And we have a duct system that runs and it pours into the trash cans. And we use that water to water all of our plants when it's too hot here. And we have a solar panel on top of our place right here that does all of our electricity. So we
have electricity
We
here.
have 2 solar batteries. 1, 2. And they charge everything. Like I have a TV. So it charges that. So at night we can watch
So
TV.
you're like on a boat. So everything is contained in...
It is. We don't need anything from anywhere outside of here. So it's actually really nice. I mean, it was hard getting used to because I came from a 4,000 square foot house to living in this. So it's a lot different. It was a lot, but I like it. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I enjoy Ed's farm. He's a wonderful person.
How would you compare in summer and winter, temperature-wise and humidity? I mean, rain, no rain.
Okay, gosh, when I first moved in here November 2 years ago, it rained for the entire first month that I lived here, nonstop. And it was bad, but it's not really that cold. It's only like maybe 65 at night, and it really doesn't get that cold, so. The heat doesn't bother us either in here either, so.
So he told her that the clothes getting wet. They haven't been just
Black mold.
Black mold. So how do you fight it?
I keep most of my stuff in my suitcases, and I have a container that's called Dampies. It's kind of like that silica they put in, you know, that little package you get in your shoes, or it's kind of like that, so it wicks all the moisture out. So that the moisture doesn't stay. You know that little package?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So you buy them.
And it's
you put
called
them inside.
Dampies, and it comes in a little container, and I put that in my suitcases and stuff, so it keeps all the damp air out. And he hangs his clothes, but I don't, so.
I see.
All mine are protected. And I've never had a problem with it, so.
We don't have electric, so cleaning your wash and everything else, you have to take it to a laundromat or wash it by hand. To have it dry, it's harder because it rains a lot. And
so if you put it under the cover or under some kind of, in a dry place, so it won't dry.
It won't dry. And like your papers and your books, there's moist air, so everything will ruin if you don't have it in plastic and keep it in a airtight container. The power is the main one. It runs off of solar. And it's been rainy for the last 4 days, which we don't have no sun, so we can't charge our electronics, our computers.
You don't have a battery like to charge?
We have batteries, but it still charges from a solar panel, and without sun, we don't have that luxury.
So it doesn't last for 4 days when it is out of sun?
Yes. It could take... We could be without cell phones, electronics. It could be about a week before we get them back.
What about the food? I guess you can get by without a cell phone or something like that. But what about food? So does this land able to provide you food without going to the store?
No, it provides a little bit of food, but we still have to supplement going into the store.
So what kind of food you can harvest from this land?
We have soursop, lilikoi. We have container gardening. That we have your herbs and spices, salad peppers, jalapeno peppers. We have coconut. We have oranges, Food can grow here a lot easier than your mainland, but we are limited on seasonal.
So you pretty much have to go to the store for your vegetables
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
How do you call this plant?
Lilikoi.
Lilikoi.
Pitch a tent. We have a tent area that we're working on.
So they bring their own tents, or
Yeah, you bring your own tent. The bathrooms are compost.
This is bay leaf, lemon balm, Mexican mint, lavender, rosemary, and chives.
So why do you keep it over the ground?
Okay, we have a slug problem. Have you heard of rat lung? Okay. The slug carries rat lung. So if you put copper, which I don't know if there's any left, oh, this right here. When we first built this, we lined this with copper so that the slugs couldn't get in because they won't pass copper for some reason. Really weird. To keep them off of our herbs so we could eat them, cook with them, because we cook a lot with herbs. So it's just too shady here, so I haven't really taken care of this. That's why I built the spiral over there to do all my herbs. But this worked great and it kept all the slugs out. Really good. We grow mint too, and these are all our bamboo starts.
Oh, those ones.
For growing bamboo, yeah. We put them in a big box and grow them so we can replant them somewhere else. We like to do that.
Oh, nice. I've heard about fire ants, but I don't know how they look like, and I don't know what I don't know what they actually do. Like how it feels.
Ooh.
Is it so bad?
Yeah.
Because your face really looks horrible.
It burns like fire, like you've never felt. For 10 minutes, it will burn like fire, and they're only like this big.
How far do they shoot their chemistry?
They can stay on you for they won't bite you forever. Me, I always get it right here. So
Oh,
they fall on you and then they bite you.
Okay, so they don't jump. They actually have to get physically on you.
Yes,
and then
they have to actually physically. So if you're harvesting bananas, they love banana trees. So on the leaves, they'll fall on you, so they rain down on you. So we do a organic treatment here. It's called Tango, and it doesn't really kill them. What it does is if you mix it with the bait, it makes the queen sterile. So she can't make more of them. So eventually they die off. But you have to do it every 3 to 4 weeks or your whole place will be just infested with them. And here we do it every 3 to 4 weeks because I'm the one in charge of it. So we make sure we spray the whole property because they have a hive every 10 feet. So if you don't take care of it, it will just be miserable for anybody who's staying with you because they're everywhere. And they love peanut butter and coconuts and bananas.
So they're just everywhere.
Yeah. Well, they're everywhere in Puna, so there's nowhere you can go here in Pahoa and not get a fire ant. But we've got them under control here, so nobody's miserable all the time. They're horrible for pets because they get in their eyes and then they can't see anymore, so it's really bad. But we take care of it. You have to mix it with peanut butter and corn oil and xanthan gum, and you mix up this mixture and you spray it around and it works. So
It doesn't harm people?
it does not harm people or pets, which is really cool. It takes 4 hours for it to do something. So you can't have rain for 4 hours when you spray for Tango. So
I see something on the ground. What is it?
this is noni.
Is it
This
something
is noni
ready to
from
eat?
this
or what?
tree. This is the stinky cheese. Have you ever smelled it? Stinky cheese. This is noni.
It doesn't
People
smell that
love
bad.
it. They make juice out of it. Also, if you have a cut, you can actually cut this and peel it a little bit, and you take a piece of it and set it on your cut and wrap it, and it will actually take care of any cut that you have. So noni's awesome. I could not ever drink it, but it's supposed to be really good for you. But I can't get past the smell. So it's really great for fertilizer, though. And this is our giant noni tree.
There are some different kind of problems to grow things.
Right.
Like tomatoes, some kind of bug will eat the stem. Cucumbers, some kind of worm will get through.
Yes. Okay, so for our papayas, we have the same problem. It's a white mold that comes onto them, and you'll see it coming. You can see if we look at it. We spray for it, so just kind of walk over. So see this white fungus right here? Okay, so this gets on the whole root. like for ones that are really bad, and it'll be white. And the cure for it is Dawn dish soap and water, and you spray it, and you spray all of these, and it gets rid of the fungus. So it's totally great for the plants, great for the environment, works wonderful, and so our papayas
Dawn dish
remain
is
wonderful.
Like dish washing soap?
Dawn dish soap. It's really strange, but that's what fixes it. Also, Dawn dish soap is good for other plants because you'll get this white stuff on them. If you put it in a water bottle with a couple drops of Dawn and you spray it, all that goes away. We have those Hawaiian chilies. If you mix those with water as well, for all those bugs that are eating your leaves, tomatoes, cucumbers, whatever, you spray the chili water on them, the bugs don't like it. So they don't infest our stuff because we spray it with chili water and Dawn dish soap. So we're lucky enough to understand that, so we do it, and then they produce awesome. And they dry it out, and they make the Hawaiian necklaces with it. So.
It doesn't look pretty to make.
It does not, and I wouldn't want to eat it myself, but if you eat too many, you're going to have to be in the bathroom for a long time. So this is a chestnut, and so it'll break apart when it's ready, and it will have chestnuts inside it, little ones. Each of these pieces will come off. So and then you'll have a seed that's about this big, and it's a chestnut, and you break it and eat it.
You just chew it?
Yes. Well, you can mortise and pestle and make it into a powder. They use it in their teas and things like that. This guy is a kukui nut. So you know the leis that you get that are kukui nuts? This is the tree they come from. And they're just a pod that's round, but inside is the kukui. If you eat 3 of them, you're okay. You eat more than that, you're going to be in the bathroom like all day. But it sustains you. So personally don't know how to tell when a coconut's ready, but we have a coconut climber and a guy who knows coconuts really well. So he'll climb and he knows which ones to cut down. Because some of them are, what do you call them? And these are the banana trees we have.
Oh, they're small ones.
And let me see. Yep, there's some growing right now. So you wait until you see a little bit of yellow on one of the bananas, and then you cut it down. And then we hang it and keep it out of the way of the rats.
This is the coffee?
Mm-hmm. And some of the older guys use it to make their coffee. I've never done it myself. You're supposed to pick them when they're like a really brilliant red, and you dry them out, and then they can grind them and make it into what they need. We cut it out. So what happens is, see this guy? Another one will grow. And then that one produce one, and then another one grows. So they just continually grow. And this guy's got like spiky things on him. You'll see this one has lots of spikes. See? He's got a barbed end to him. And yes, they're very tough. But there's like so many different kinds of pineapples.
So when you cut it, then it reproduces itself?
I'll show you. So we cut this one.
For a long time to get a pineapple, I guess about 2 years.
It does. The big guy right there has already produced 2 for us since we've been here. So
it goes in the soup.
You can put it in Thai food, like curry and things like that. Let me see if you can smell that. That's the basil.
If you leave it outside, will some kind of...
Rats will come. They love bananas. They love everything else. So we keep everything in a container.
What about mice?
I don't really have problems with mice. It's just every once in a while we get a rat that runs around, but nothing.
So
Nothing major for us.
You have to lock all the food up.
Yes. If you don't, you will regret it. But he grew all these from seeds about 1.5 years ago, and this is how big they got. And they produce a lot of papayas.
Looks like you're going to have a lot of papayas.
Oh my gosh, we have noni.
Yeah, noni, they sell some juice.
Cheese, it's gross. I don't like it, but it's really hard to describe it. You know a rose, yes? Okay, it looks like a wooden rose. That's what the baby wood rose is.
Oh, so like a decoration.
But no, the seeds are good. They're LSA, I think you call them. LSA. Well, anyway, the seeds are made for herbal teas and stuff like that, but they look like a wooden rose, and they're really cool.
So how often do they give you, like,
Oh
produce?
my goodness. It's pretty constant. As you can see, we have a lot of green. Let me see, where are they? Right here. you'll see there's a whole bunch right here. All along there. So they just constantly go, and they will grow all the way to the top of this bamboo and then all the way across. So it produces a lot.
So I see right now none. Ready ones.
Just one.
Just one.
Well, we harvested it yesterday. We did the pruning and harvesting yesterday. So
Oh, I see.
yeah, these guys are just
So how long?
they're all green.
When you planted it, so how long did it produce you, and how long do you think it's going to be producing in the future?
Oh, it'll produce for a really long time like this
For
one.
a year?
See all this?
Uh-huh.
We have a whole lot on the back guy. We've harvested him a lot. So
So for a year?
they keep growing. Like, see this guy in the middle? The ones that drop off that aren't good anymore, they drop off into the ground, and they will seed a new tomato plant. So it kind of just keeps growing. Like, these will die out, the other ones will be old enough and mature enough to produce more tomatoes. So, and these are our salad peppers, same thing.
So they constantly
These guys,
producing?
like the orange, they're supposed to be almost red, but you can pick them when they're orange. And they constantly produce, and they are the most delicious salad peppers ever.
No, but delicious. They are hot, I think, no?
No.
They're sweet.
These are sweet salad peppers. They're made just for salads. There's no heat on any of these. It's just your normal, regular pepper. And these are all papayas. We have huge papaya trees over here that are growing papayas, and then these are the next guys in the generation. It takes 2 years for a papaya. So those trees, we plant this next row because those are going to die out and not produce anymore. So you have to keep the cycle so that you always have more food to go.
Why do you keep it in such bags, not in the ground?
These, when you first plant them, like we seed them over here, we put them in containers and we grow them from seed. When they get bigger, we put them in these. And when they start producing, we move them into planting. So these guys haven't been moved to planting yet because we have seeded them. These are trees also. And the papaya is the same thing. We just grow them here until we get another spot for them to go.
I don't see any cucumbers. Do you?
I forgot. He ripped them out to put beans in right here. This is where all of our cucumbers were, and they were huge. Look, this big. Look at that. So he planted all beans here, green beans, because we eat a lot of those. And then this over here, he's building an herb garden. So it's like a spiral. He's got to fill it with some dirt. And then we have another herb garden over here, but it gets too much shade. So we grow cilantro, chives, Italian parsley, all the spices that you would like to,
I see.
Kona is the biggest tourist destination as well as business center on the island. Usually people call this town Kona, but there is another town officially named Kona, so you should differentiate these two towns. This town is called Kona. Kona was a residence of the king who united the islands of Hawaii. It also was the residence of many other kings of Hawaii because of this very nice climate. Later missionaries came and they built churches and homes and turned just a fishing village into the port. Because of the mountain, moisture from northeast of the island cannot get to Kona, and that's why it has more than 300 sunny days a year. The population size of Kona is about 12,000. Sometimes it hosts major international events like fishing tournament. If you go north from Kona, you will find coast with frozen black lava, and only some spots will be paradise-like beaches with white sand. That's where you'll find majority expensive luxury hotels, and if you want to go there, you'll need to take Highway 19. Beach Puna is considered one of the best beaches on the island. This beach is about half-mile long, and some tourist companies rate it as number 1 in Hawaii. However, locals say it is the most beautiful beach in the world. Crystal clear water with a soft beach sand. It's something worth to come for. Because of the large size of this beach, there is always enough space for everyone, and it is almost never overcrowded. The beach magic sand in Kona is popular among surfers. But you need to be cautious because of the large wave breaks. Shore breaks can be so powerful that they can break your bones or make you unconscious. If you don't surf, it will be a nice beach stop for snorkeling or just swimming. There is one Costco on the island in Kona, and it is very busy. The gas is cheaper on average about 20 cents than anywhere else. It costs $2.99 per gallon. Most prices are cheaper than in any store on the island. However, some prices are even the same as on the mainland of the United States. So it's hard to find a parking on a parking lot. And there is some rumors they're gonna open one Costco in Hilo too. YPO Valley is the biggest valley out of all 7 valleys in this region. It was once a home to Hawaiian royalty who oversaw the cultivation of taro root, but now there are only about 50 residents. You still can go there, but the road is so steep that many rental cars are not making it back on its own, and they face very expensive toll. Most tourists don't go into the valley. They just come to YPO Lookout and observe the valley from there. If you do make into the valley, you'll find a nice black sand beach and a couple waterfalls. Swimming here not as nice on the west side, because waves are bigger and water is cooler. Overall, it is a must-visit destination for the Big Island. And remember, it is much easier to go down, but it is harder to go up. Palalu Valley is located just on other side of Kohala Reserve. Trip from the parking lookout into the valley and back takes about 1 hour. There are a couple spots with the window broken glass and a notice not to leave your valuable things in the car. On the bottom of the valley you'll find a small stone lava beach and only a very small spot with the black sand. Water temperature is about room temperature. When you get in, you feel cold, but you get used to it very quickly. Swimming is not recommended because of the strong waves and the currents, but I did anyway, and I enjoyed it. The currents are really strong, as much as in the mountain river. I just got into the waist level into the water and a couple more waves, and I'm standing at the shoulder level. And the next thing, water takes you and pulls you in its own direction. The bottom is sandy with some stones. When the wave takes you, you can hit those stones, which is uncomfortable. I haven't seen any jellyfish, so water was clear, but very windy. Nice things about hiking in Hawaii is that there are no poisonous snakes. You cannot hike that relaxed, for example, in India. You always have to watch where you're going in order to avoid snakes. So here you don't have to worry about it. One thing I regretted about coming to Hawaii is that I didn't take any tools for taking down and opening coconuts. Around the beach, in the forest, I have found something like black soil, but it turned out to be just black sand blown from the beach. Sooner or later, these black stones will have turned into the black sand. On the beach, there are a couple of spots where you can bring a cover and make a tent. However, it is prohibited to camp out there, but I've seen some people still do. This is my breakfast: Hawaiian butter avocado for $2 on a farmer's market, cabbage and fish. Butter avocado is huge. It's almost twice the size of the normal avocado, and it tastes better. I checked radiation, it is normal. Toward the end of the beach, a group of young people camped overnight here. Campfire, food. They made a campfire, but not to get warm. It is not cold even at night. They shared with me some papaya. Later they departed for the hike to the other valleys. The thing is that because it is the first valley, during the day more people coming over here, and those who are looking for private experience, they head further and further away from the road. Palalu Valley is the right choice to find the less crowds because it is the furthest tourist destination on the island. There is a river getting into the ocean in the middle of the valley. Normally you can just cross it without wetting your feet, but if it rains you could face a flash flood and you won't be able to get back for a while. Even though the views of Kahala National Forest are the best on a big island, it is still not as good as on island of Kauai. It is my second visit to the island, and for the first visit I just saw these lava fields when I was landing, and I was discouraged to go explore the full island. So don't make the same mistake. It is a big island and it is beautiful and there are lots of things to do. When I landed and got out of the airplane, it was warm, nicely warm, t-shirt weather. It was a bit cooler on a Hilo side by about 5 degrees because of the rains, and that was my first destination. When you get out of airport, don't pass by free maps and activity brochures. They will give you a pretty nice overview for whatever offered and some discounts available. I booked a mystery car online for 7 days, and it turned out to be $32 per day. When I came, they offered me just a compact car, but I know that I overpaid. If I would reserve just a compact car, I would save maybe $10 for the entire week rate. So I asked them if they had something bigger, and they offered me a van. That's what usually happens when you order a mystery car. If I wouldn't order the car in advance, I would have to pay quite a bit of money. Instead of $200 a week, I would have to pay about $400. And dollar did not have any availability. During my first visit to Big Island, I saved about $40 a night a day on hotwire.com. I tried to rent a car just the same day and offered me $120, but when I did The same car, the same rental company, so it was almost $80. Gas on average throughout the island costs about $3.20, $3.25. Sometimes non-brand gas stations surprise you with some low prices. $3.17 is already considered low price. This is the Kona side, climbing to the hill, very similar to California. Dried grass, tropic desert plants. This is the plant-produced flowers tourists are welcomed with on Hawaii. They smell nice, even though the flowers itself is rigid. So I headed to Hilo. I used Highway 90 and then I turned to Highway 200, which goes among two volcanoes, one volcano on the left and the second volcano on the right. And you have a constant climb. You feel that weather is changing rapidly.
Every 4 days. Coffee's really good because we store.
You just let me know. Yes.
Ти ще один гарячий водойом.